Now on to nails. Are those your real nails? Yes, these are my real nails. And the next question is, have you ever had fake nails? Yes, I have had gel nails. That was long before I was ever on YouTube though, so anytime you've ever seen me on here, these have always been my natural nails. The only time that I had gel nails put on like about 4 years ago, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, and it was the worst decision I had ever made about my nails, and I was so bummed because it really tore up my natural nails. They were like all scuffed, like they were so thin and scuffed up and basically just short and damaged and ruined like never before, and I will never ever do that again. I was so mad at myself for doing that. For some reason I just thought, oh, they look so pretty, and you know, I had like the nice like white kind of French tip look, and it was all clean and crisp, and I thought it looked nice on other people, and then when I had them done it was like impossible to do things. I was like trying to like button my shorts and, you know, zippers and things, and it was just like a pain because they were just like in the way constantly. And then not even to mention when I was trying to work, when I was making jewelry, because my nails I kind of use as tools sometimes, you know, making jewelry, and it was like impossible to make my jewelry because the nails were so thick and stuff. So they're so much thicker than your natural nail, you know, so that was just a nightmare. So I will never ever have any type of fake nails ever put on my nails again. Okay, next question is, how can I grow longer nails fast? Okay, I do have this Nail Naturals, and in fact I have done a nail care video, which I will go and post that below because I do get lots of questions about my nails. I did that. It's like a very in-depth video. I've shown like every aspect of nail care in that video. So don't feel overwhelmed because you don't have to do everything that I show you. I just wanted to make sure that I covered it. That was sort of like a frequently asked questions all about nail kind of video. So I wanted to cover every point from deep cleaning to nail growth serums and all kinds of stuff, you know, manicure, all of that. So I'll post that video below. But anyways, this Nail Naturals nail growth serum I found to work well. How do I stop my nails from breaking and peeling so much? That would be this little guy here. This is really good. This is the Nail Teaks Formula 2. This is excellent for if you have problems with peeling nails. And yeah, I found that to work really well because especially after having fake nails on, I got really bad peeling. So that's a good option there if you're in that same situation. Next set of questions is all about hair. What products do you use to keep your hair healthy? Well, I'm going to be doing a hair video, like an updated hair video coming up very, very soon. So I'm going to just save that question and it'll be answered in my next hair video, which I don't know if it'll be later this week or early next week, but it'll be coming very soon. Any particular reason you keep part of your hair dark? Oh, okay. So under here, so basically what you see with my hair is me only highlighting my crown. I only highlight, so like all under here is all my natural hair. So I only highlight the top because I will tell you, I know that, you know, you guys who have seen me on YouTube only in the past year and a half or however long I've been on here now, you've only ever seen me like this, but I've had my hair different ways. So I usually get questions, you know, here's some other ones. Would you ever consider going dark or changing from blonde to caramel highlights? And I have. I've already kind of been through the whole cycle, like, because I started dyeing my hair, or highlighting I should say, when I was like 16 or something, so I was in high school. And so I highlighted all of it. So all of it was blonde. And before that, you know, it was kind of like a progression. I started kind of like highlighting with caramel highlights, and I sort of just went lighter and lighter. So I've sort of been through every stage of hair color from dark brown through to the light blonde. And one thing that I will say is I will never ever, first of all, I do not like my entire hair colored. I don't like it all one color. I just don't. And I like having my natural hair. Like, as much as possible, I like to leave it natural because it's healthy. As healthy as it can be. I mean, I do use heat on it and whatever. But yeah, so I like to keep as much as possible, all healthy underneath. That way any damage that I have to deal with is just really just around the crown, you know, just like a light layer on top of any frayed hair. So that's why I have my hair like this, and I like it like this. I do plan, or I was planning on kind of doing like less highlights, or maybe just a little bit more, you know, spread out, like not so, I don't want so solid blonde on top. So I do have some plans, but when I change my hair, I'm like really like, it's like a really slow like process, like a sloth like climbing up a tree. It's like you barely notice any movement, right? So anyways, yeah, so it'll be a slow process. I kind of like to work with my hair growth, and I don't like to do like sudden changes. But that is just me. Okay, how do you get your hair cut, colored, and styled? Okay, well, I do everything myself. I have never gone in and had my hair like done. So yeah, in fact I've got, I was using L'Oreal, let's see, Touch On highlights in like this turquoise box, and I've noticed that the stores in my area like aren't carrying that anymore, so I kind of had to switch to the next closest thing, which is this Clairol Frost and Tip. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be using. That is number, oh wait, it doesn't have a number. It's just for light blonde to dark brown hair. So there you go. And I think that's it for hair. Or, oh, how do you, okay, that's the colored part. Cutting, I've always just cut my own hair. You know, I just split it all the way down the middle, all the way down the back, pull it to the side when it's wet, and then trim, 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 trim. So that's it. Oh, and bangs, well, you know, my bangs are kind of like half grown out. I just trim them every once in a while. I don't have any particular hairstyle. I'm pretty just like low maintenance when it comes to hairstyle. Just kind of let it do its thing. Okay, yeah, so that's cut, colored, and styled. I'm not tricky when it comes to styling other than straightening my hair because it gives it like a softer texture. Otherwise, if I did not use a flat iron on my hair, it would be like major puffball pretty much. Except my new hairdryer is working. It's helping a lot with that, which I think is the next question here. Actually, the next question is, how can I grow my hair long? Are there any products that will help it grow faster? You know, I have heard that coconut oil is really good massaged into the scalp. It's supposed to stimulate the scalp, and coconut oil is really good for your hair, so that's the only option that I can think of personally. The next question is, what kind of hairdryer did you get? I guess maybe I was talking too fast in the other couple of videos where I showed this. This is my new hairdryer. It's by Sultra, and I will post the name below if you need it spelled out, but Sultra is the maker, and I think it's just called the Temptress. So Sultra Temptress hairdryer. Yep, and the little comb on the end, that's just an attachment, so regularly it just looks like that, right? Next set of questions is on daily life, and then I've got some, you know, kind of a whole mix of questions in here. So number one is, any advice on how to manage time? Okay, number one suggestion is to get up early. If you feel like you just never have enough time in the day, get up earlier and go to bed earlier, because sometimes what I've noticed is I will goof off more in the evening time than in the morning time. So if I wake up, I found that I just wake up early, which usually I'm up at 6 a.m. every morning, and earlier on the weekends. But if I'm up early, then I get more done. And you just start off like, I don't know, just like with a little more pep to you. You're a little more like raring to go and kind of just ready to start the day and get stuff done. Whereas I found that, you know, and then go to bed earlier, because usually in the evening time you're just kind of kicking back, relaxing anyways, right? You're not really working too much, usually most people in the evening. You're not really getting a whole lot done in the evening. So that's where I found that I'd rather just go to bed early, wake up early, get stuff done. Otherwise, yeah, because if you do it the other way around, if you're sleeping in late and you're going to bed late, that's kind of like, you're not really going to get a whole lot done. I know some people can, and if you can, that's awesome, but for a lot of us, that method doesn't work too well. Next would be to, well, I guess something else I could mention on that managing time is I like to make to-do list the day before, and then I know exactly what I gotta start doing, you know, for the following day, and that just helps you keep focused, and you're able to, you know, kind of like cross things off your list as you get them done throughout the day. Next is, how do you pull yourself out of a funk if you have them? What do you do to lift your spirits? Okay, I'm a good person to ask for that, because I know that I was definitely in a lot of funk and stress in my early years, and I had a really good method that I came across to get out of those funks. And sort of like if you feel depressed or whatever, and I lived in a really gray, rainy area from Oregon originally on the coast, so even during the summertime you'd like wait all winter long for it to be sunny. It'd rain all winter, so it'd be gray, and then the sun would come out during summertime, and what would happen? The fog on the coast, you know, from the ocean would roll in, and then you'd be in the gray all over again. So yeah, that was that caused, like, I felt like I always had a weight on my shoulder, number one, living there. And so how do I pull myself out of that funk? So on top of that, I was dealing with a lot of stress, like within my family. You know, my mom had an illness, like a long-term illness that we were dealing with. So that was really stressful. And yeah, so to pull myself out of those kind of like, you know, like wake myself up from those situations and just kind of like help me hold it together was working out. Eating good and working out. I'm telling you, if you can just make yourself exercise, and music. First of all, there's different steps you can take. If you have a hard time working out, number one, if you have a hard time getting up and making yourself like go for a run or getting up and exercising in your house or whatever, then turn on the music. Just anything that you can do to get yourself moving, and music was a really healing thing for me too. You know, I used to listen to, in fact, I think that's another question that I don't know if I should answer right now. I'll save that. But if you can turn on music that you really enjoy, it makes you feel good and it makes you feel like you want to get moving and get exercising, then that's what you got to do. Turn on the music, get working out, get the blood flowing. You will forget about whatever problems you have going on. And when you come down from that, you know, endorphin high of exercise and working out, the problems seem so much smaller and so much easier to tackle, and you feel so much stronger. So that's like my number one tip. The other thing would be animals are really good to help you, you know, feel good, and they're very soothing, and animals are just good to be around, I think, which is why I probably have always had guinea pigs and little animals and stuff, because they just cheer you up and they just make you feel good, and it feels good to take care of, you know, something that needs you, right? Let's see. Oh, also, aside from, you know, the eating healthy, because if you're filling yourself with junk and things, and you're not getting the nutrients to your body and your mind that you need, you're gonna end up in more funks than necessary. And so yeah, that's pretty much, those are my main tips for lifting the spirits. And laugh a lot. I spent, like, even though I had a lot of stress going on, I would get together with my best friends and we would just laugh, and we would just have such a good time. And yeah, I mean, people used to say, oh, how do you like laugh so much? Like, we were just known for like laughing all the time and just having a blast together, even though I had like so much stress at home going on. So somehow, you know, that like helped pull me through it. Okay, the next question was, what kind of music do you listen to? You know what, let me grab my iPod right now. Alright, I've got my iPod in hand here. Let's see what I've got on here. I've got Arctic Monkeys, the Beastie Boys, Beck, Black Eyed Peas, Bloodhound Gang, Bob Dylan, Cage the Elephant, Cold War Kids, Cream, Cypress Hill, David Bowie, Death Cab for Cutie, Everclear, The Fray, Hoobastank, Hot Action Cop, House of Pain, Incubus, Jimi Hendrix, The Kinks, Led Zeppelin, Mickey Avalon, Muse, Nirvana, No Doubt, Oakenfold, The Offspring, which were one of my all-time favorite bands. Beastie Boys and Offspring is kind of like what I grew up on, and yeah, I love them. I am a rock and roll kind of girl. Pixies, Pearl Jam, let's see here, The Rolling Stones, Soundgarden, The Streets, Sublime, Stereogram, Weezer, The White Stripes, Violent Femmes, yeah. So there's a few to mention for you right there to give you an idea of what kind of music I'm into. I like music with energy. Next question. I noticed you don't have a TV. Do you ever watch TV or go to the movies? That's correct. We do not own a TV. We haven't owned one for several years. Probably about, let's say, I guess we haven't had one maybe for like 6, 6, 7 years, something like that. And nope, I don't miss it a bit. All those commercials, no thanks. I can live without TV pretty easily. Oh, that's another, there you go right there. Any advice on how to manage time? Yes, don't watch TV. There you go. That's a good one. Because TV can really suck the hours away from you, and before you know it, you just shot a whole evening down the tube. Literally. And let's see, okay, do I ever watch TV? No, I don't. I watch YouTube, that's enough. I like to be doing things where I'm learning something, because if I'm just sitting there like vegetating, I don't find that very fun. I do like to go to the movies, yes, there's something. So that's not very often though. So I go maybe, I don't know, whenever there's a good movie playing, maybe not even like once a month, maybe once every couple of months we'll go. So there's my time to kind of vegetate and just kind of enjoy, you know, a movie. Next question, what is your dream car? I would have said like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini back when I was a kid, but now I like trucks. Like for practicality and for driving around day to day, I enjoy trucks because I like to be, you know, kind of lifted. I like to see what's going on around me. I just find that they're easier to drive than like a little car where I can't, like, you know, there's like blind spots and all this stuff. No, I prefer like a truck, lifted. I like Toyotas. Yeah. What would be your dream vacation? One where it never had to end. That is my dream vacation. So where would I go? I would want a world ticket, like where you can just go and you just keep going on the plane ride just forever and just like stopping in all different places all around the world, because I want to see the world. You know, if there's a place that I had to pick it in particular that I would want to go on vacation, I'd really like to go to India and Thailand, Egypt, because I want to see the pyramids. Yeah, so those would be my main choices right now, because I've been to Australia, which was my previous dream vacation, so I already got to tackle that one. I'd like to go back though, of course, but yeah, I'd like to see India first. Next is, if you could live anywhere, where would it be? Australia. I really, really like Australia. It's just, the land is really alive. The beaches are breathtakingly beautiful. It's just like, it's the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my entire life in person. If you didn't live in Hawaii, what is another state you would want to live? Well, I really like the desert, and although I haven't got to see like a lot of states, I haven't been a lot of places in the US, so I've mostly just been on the West Coast, you know, Washington, Oregon, California, and then Arizona we've been to, and, you know, Mexico, but for states, I mean, I would probably choose Arizona, because I really like Sedona, Arizona, and we both do. If you could have any exotic animal, what would it be? You guys are so creative. I loved, by the way, reading your guys' questions in my last video. It was so much fun. So, okay, if I could have any exotic animal, it would be a capybara, because they're related to guinea pigs. They're the largest rodent, but they love water. So I would have to have a swimming pool, and I love animals that I have to pamper constantly. It's just like, I don't know, that's just how I am, which is, I guess, maybe why I married my husband. Okay.